Introducing the new MLRK1 for the Falcon and Dor-o-matic 1617 series and first choice 36 and 3700 series. Here are all the parts included: the motor mount with MM4 with updated connector, 6-foot power lead, the new Molex pigtail, and 2 sets of finished Phillips screws. Now let's see how the new kit installs. We'll start off by removing the front push pad end cap. Now we can slide off the push pad and set that aside. I'm going to flip the device around and we can see that this device has dogging, and there's 2 different styles of the dogging bracket. This style shown is the first choice with the angled bracket at the back that integrates with the dogging. So we're going to have to remove both the angle and the dogging assembly. So we'll start off by removing all 4 screws. The first set removes the dogging assembly. The second set removes the back activating bracket. Now we need to pull off this back activating bracket by removing the pin. Sometimes it's easier to push it out instead of grab it. Now it'll slide right off of the connecting rod, and we can see that there is that rubber donut which acts as a silencer. We're going to remove and discard that. Now with the back activating bracket removed, we're going to remove the dogging hook. But first, I'm going to switch up the scenery so I don't get any metal shavings in my vegan harvest bowl that I brought for lunch. We'll start off by clamping the back activating bracket. Now with our bracket at a 90-degree angle, with a permanent marker, I'm going to mark our cut line on the dogging hook, and we're going to remove all the material to the right of the cut line. I'm going to be using a Dremel, but you can use a hacksaw or your tool of choice. And after removing all the material, we recommend grabbing a file to file off any sharp edges. Now back at the studio post-lunch, and all energized up after my plant protein, we're ready to reassemble the device. So I'm going to take the back activating bracket. We want to make sure that it's facing the right direction, so you want the ears on the top of the bracket to be facing forward. Now you're going to line up the hole on the connecting rod with the hole inside the channel on the back activating bracket. Now we can grab the pin that we removed earlier, and we're going to line up both holes on the back activating bracket with the hole on the connecting rod. Then press the pin through all 3 holes until it's slightly protruding from each side. And now we can reinstall the back activating bracket by flipping the device on its side, grabbing the 2 screws, and securing the back activating bracket back to the housing. And that takes care of the first choice dogging. Next we have the Falcon Dor-o-matic style dogging, which we can see there is no angled bracket, still a dogging hook. So we've already flipped the device on its side, removed the 4 screws and dogging assembly, and again remove the back activating bracket by pushing the pin out, securing the back activating bracket to the connecting rod. And we can see that unlike the first choice, this roll pin can only be removed in one direction. Once removed, we can slide out the back activating bracket, and we're going to remove the rubber donut silencer. Now we can replace the back activating bracket, and again we're going to want the ears facing forward, and we're going to line up the 2 holes on the side of the back activating bracket and the hole on the connecting rod. Once those are all lined up, we're going to reinsert the pin through the holes in the channel to connect the activating bracket and connecting rod together again. Now we can flip the device on its side and reinstall the 2 screws to secure the back activating bracket to the housing. Now we're ready to install our motor kit, so I'm going to grab my kit, place it down in the back of the housing, and depress the back activating bracket, and lift up on the attaching hook from the kit and drop it right on that back pin, and release the back activating bracket, and it's going to pull the motor kit to line up with the back set of screw holes. Now with the screw holes lined up, we can flip the device on its side and install the back 2 screw holes to secure the motor kit to the exit device housing. Now flip the device back on its back and visually confirm that the kit is installed properly and that the device still works mechanically. Now with the kit installed properly, we're going to fire it up and double check that it's working electronically. So I'm going to grab my Molex connector and plug that into our command axis field tester. Plug the Molex power lead into the motor. And now I'm going to fire it off a few times just to make sure that the motor's working. It is pulling back the latch or latches. Once that's confirmed, I can slide back on the push pad, making sure that those pins are lined up with the correct groove, which is going to be the very bottom groove on the push pad. Now we're just going to fire off the device really quick and double check that everything's working before setting our push to set adjustment. Now to set the push to set adjustment, we're going to depress the pad to where we'd like it to retract to. Apply power, get a series of 6 beeps, then we can release power and refire to the newly programmed location. And I'm just going to confirm that that latch is retracting all the way. Now I can reinstall the front push pad end cap, and I'm going to jump to the back of the device and flip the second switch to the off position to turn off the push to set programming. Double check that the PTS is off and fire it off a few more times, and that, my friends, is another successful installation.
Thank you for calling Command Access. We're here to help.